All right, boys and girls, chapter 3 of Framed by Gordon Corman. Here I go. A low growl issued from a set of jaws that would have fit a young T-Rex. Luther didn't like computers. It was a holdover from the big Doberman's days as a guard dog in the collectible shop. Long nights locked in the store with only the power hum and the dim glow of the screensaver for company. Griffin could feel hot breath on the back of his neck as he called up the email on Savannah's monitor. Dr. Egan, it has come to our attention that your school's front lawn is located on a 3.5% grade and is therefore unfit for level playing field activities, such as lawn bowling and morning calisthenics. Please suspend all LPFAs until the ground has been leveled and certified by a licensed engineering firm. Sincerely, the Coalition Against Repetitive Strain Injury. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life, Savannah informed him. I have another one about how jumping jacks destroy ant habitats, Griffin said. Okay, second stupidest. And if a kid can see that, Egan will spot it in a heartbeat. You're missing the point, Griffin insisted. Yes, it's all fake, but it's just real enough that I'll have to check it out. The lawn might be sloped. The repetitive strain might be real. How's he going to know unless he looks into it? And how long is that going to take? Savannah asked. Not long, Griffin admitted, but we're going to give him hundreds of these things, thousands, if we can think of them. And if he's busy 24/7 following up on our complaints, he won't have any time for his witch hunt against the kids Celia White says are ruining Cedarville. Yeah, but the message is going to be from my computer. He'll be able to see it's from me. Griffin shook his head. Melissa knows how to make an email totally untraceable. She can bounce it 20 times around the world till it seems like it came from the president of Zambia. Let's see Dr. Evil try to give him a detention. Savannah's eyes narrowed. This is a plan, isn't it? Of course not. This is more like a strategy. You know, a tactic. That's the same thing, she stormed. I hope you're delirious, Griffin Bing. Have you forgotten what happened with the last plan? And the one before that? Hey, I know it got a little hairy, Griffin said, defensively, but we came through it okay. Don't you remember what the cop said Don't you remember what that cop said would happen if we broke the log in? He said. Arrested, cuffed, fingerprinted, and prosecuted. Those were his exact words. I know because we've all been hearing them in our dreams for the past 4 months, 3 weeks, and 6 days, give or take a few hours. Egan's got no right to treat us like criminals for what we haven't even done, Griffin said stubbornly. I agree with you, we all do, but not a plan. It's just too risky. Outside, a motor roared to life. A familiar stout figure came into view across the street, walking behind a gas lawnmower. It's him, exclaimed Griffin, his face darkening. Dr. Evil really is your neighbor. Griffin watched as the principal carefully maneuvered the mower, cutting perfectly straight lines into the front yard. He treats his own grass like it's sacred ground, but has no problem sending hundreds of kids out to do jumping jacks on public property. Savannah looked distracted. You'd better go now, Griffin. I got a lot on my mind. We have a rat. Griffin's gaze traveled to the small rodent habitat where a collection of hamsters, gerbils, and white mice scurried about the maze of multicolored plastic tubes. Savannah's room was a regular menagerie. She also had cats, rabbits, turtles, a parakeet, a capuchin monkey, and an albino chameleon named Lorenzo. I mean a real rat. She was tight-lipped, loose in the house. When the truth dawned on Griffin, he couldn't hold back a peal of laughter. You're infested? You, the animal expert? Luther let out a bark that rattled the window panes. No offense, Griffin added quickly. It's just that if there's anyone who could handle animal problems, I thought it would be you. Savannah sighed. Well, you're wrong. It hits us twice as hard as anyone else. The animals sense there's a stranger in the house. Tempers are short. The rabbits are bickering. The turtles haven't come out of their shells in days. Griffin shrugged. Call and exterminate. Savannah's eyes shot sparks. You mean a hired assassin who kills living creatures in exchange for money? I don't think so. Besides, poisons and traps don't discriminate. How would I keep the others safe? Griffin could see her dilemma. Savannah had devoted her entire life to loving, collecting, and caring for living creatures. To treat any animal as an enemy would be as difficult for her as flying to the moon. He tried to lighten the mood. Maybe you can send the rat across the street to Egan's house. I've got to get over to Logan's. Let me know if you change your mind about the email. Dear Dr. Egan, as you probably know, the stage curtain in the auditorium squeaks, which is very distracting during set changes in the middle of a show. We have taken the liberty of picking out a new one from the Broadway supply catalog. Cost is only $6,000. Should we place the order and have them bill the school? Thanks, Friends of the Drama Club. Logan frowned. There is no Friends of the Drama Club. Egan doesn't know that, Griffin told him, and while he's finding out, he isn't making our lives miserable. The best part is Melissa will fix it so that no one will ever realize the email came from you. Logan was skeptical. I don't know, Griffin. I've got my career to think about. I'll never make it in Hollywood with a criminal record, at least not a boring one. That's why we have to do this, Griffin argued. Dr. Evil's so convinced we're dirty that he's going to pin some rap on us sooner or later, even if we're totally innocent. Yeah, but if he finds out what we're doing, everything Celia White put in that article will be true, Logan reminded him. The new curtain sounds great, though. Do you think we'll have it in time for Hail Caesar? Griffin held his head. There is no new curtain, but you said, just forget it. I'm going to see Pitch. But Griffin found an even less receptive audience at the Benson house. Buzz off, Pitch told him. I don't want to talk about it anymore. From now on, plan is a 4-letter word. At least take a look at the emails, Griffin pleaded. I've written some really classy ones for you. Pitch would not be moved. I don't care if they're all by Shakespeare. If Egan hates us as much as you say, the last thing we want to do is make him mad. Griffin would not back down. So it's totally fine for him to accuse us, not to mention turn the whole school into football workouts? Hey, Pitch snapped, I like football. I like all the sports. As a matter of fact, her voice trailed off and she stared at the wall behind him, looking miserable. What? Nothing, she mumbled evasively. It's no big deal. What's up with you anyway? Griffin demanded. You've been in a lousy mood for weeks, since even before school opened, way back when Darren started bragging about... His eyes widened. Pitch, you tried out for football, didn't you? And you're upset because you didn't make it. Worse, she studied her sneakers. I went to that scrimmage. I was as good as anybody there. Not as big as Vader and some of the 8th graders, but faster and more athletic. Then Egan saw me. He wouldn't even let me on the field. He said girls can't play football, that I was just going to get hurt. Griffin grinned. You could press Vader into salami. I bet you told Egan that too. She did not share his smile. He really is Dr. Evil, Griffin, and it has nothing to do with the morning calisthenics or Celia White. The first game starts in a few hours, and it kills me that I won't be in it. I always believed there was no cliff I couldn't scale, no crag I couldn't beat, but being a girl, that isn't something you overcome with second effort. That's why you should be on board with this, Griffin argued. What's the point? She replied listlessly. Like there's anything he could do to me that would be worse than brushing me off like a piece of lint without even giving me a chance? Dr. Egan, we are writing in regard to one of your students, Benjamin Slovak. It has come to our attention that the calisthenics program at your school has been causing motion sickness in his pet ferret. Ben didn't even finish reading the message on the screen. You said the emails were supposed to be anonymous. It's about you, not from you, Griffin explained reasonably. It's signed the ASPCA. See? Ben wasn't convinced, and everybody else said yes to this. Griffin chose his words carefully. They will, once you're on board. Why can't you just admit that you're the only person who wants to do it? Even Melissa said no, didn't she? Griffin knew a moment of doubt. Shy, withdrawn Melissa was usually so thrilled to have friends that she was an automatic yes. But this time he wasn't so sure about her. He thought back to her exact words. I think I might be out, she told him. I want to be in, but I'd better be out. Aloud he said, You know Melissa, she'll come around eventually. It's different now, Ben argued. We're done with second chances. You know, there are worse things in the world than jumping jacks in the rain. Griffin looked totally defeated. Then Dr. Evil wins. He was always going to win, Griffin. He's the principal. It's his game. All at once, Ben peered critically at his best friend. Hey, man, did you forget your retainer? No, I put it in this morning same as... And then Griffin registered that familiar pinching discomfort was no longer there. Oh, no! The cry of alarm was so sharp that ferret face emerged from Ben's collar to investigate the disturbance. Ben tried to be helpful. Were you at anybody's house before you came here? I was at everybody's house, Griffin lamented. Could have popped out anywhere. The hunt began. They scoured Ben's room and then retraced Griffin's steps from the front door and up the stairs. Next, the search followed the bike route to the Slovak home from Griffin's previous stop, Melissa's house. And from there, they backtracked to the Bensons, the Kellermans, and the Drysdales. There was no sign of the missing dental appliance. Griffin was devastated. I'm dead. I was so worried about Dr. Evil that I forgot about Mom the Merciless. When she finds out the retainer's gone, she's going to crazy glue my mouth shut.